I am on a mission this year to wear all of the pieces in my wardrobe. It doesn't mean that no new pieces will be entering, and it doesn't mean that no pieces will be leaving, but I am on a mission to wear everything. And it's part of a much bigger goal thing I have for the year that I will be talking about in upcoming videos. This is, in a way, the beginning of a quite long series, I believe. But I want to just come on here and show you my system for how I'm going to wear all of my clothes. So there is this quote or this saying that most of us wear 20% of our clothes 80% of the time. And I definitely do think that that has a lot of truth for a lot of people. If you have more of a minimalistic wardrobe in terms of the number of pieces, I think you're more likely to wear more of your clothes more frequently. And then the larger your wardrobe is, the fewer wears you get out of each item per week, month, year, whatever time you're measuring. Now, I've been using the app Wearing for almost a year. I started using it in May 2023, and I'll leave a link up here for a video I did recently where I let it style me for a week with varying success. I quite like this app for keeping track of what I wear and what I don't wear, and I really do like the stats function. I am a big fan of stats. And according to that, I have been wearing 77% of my wardrobe. Now, bearing in mind, I haven't had a full year of it yet, ergo I haven't had the full 4 seasons. We are entering into spring, I say. It is like around 0 degrees Celsius, so we're definitely getting there. But we did also have a burst of snow this morning, so who knows, but it is only the end of February as I'm filming this. Either way, I haven't used it for a full year yet. I haven't styled spring outfits yet, and I think it's fair that I've been using 77% of my wardrobe. Also bearing in mind that the percentage would change if I got rid of something or if I added something new in. If I add something new in that I haven't worn yet, the percentage would drop because there's less of my wardrobe that I've used. But you also have to bear in mind that as soon as I wear something one time and track that in the app, that goes towards my have worn percentage. It doesn't account for if I've only worn something once or if I've worn something 10 times. But it's the same thing for what I'm talking about in this video as well. I want to wear everything in my wardrobe this year. If I've worn something once, that is green, that is good, I have done it, and I'm going to show you my system right now. So I'm doing the thing where I'm turning my hangers the wrong way around, i.e. every hanger that is facing the wrong way is something that I've yet to wear. This is an easy way for me to keep track of everything on hangers that I have and haven't worn, and as soon as I've worn something, I just turn the hanger right way around again. Now, all of my clothes do not live on hangers. I have my pants and my shorts that I keep folded, as well as my cardigans and my sweaters and my vests, like knit vests. Those I am instead storing folded in drawers, and thanks to my husband, I now have these easy cut up cardboard dividers. They're just from an old box that we had lying around that have been cut into dividers so I can store things on one side of them that I have worn, and on the other side things I haven't worn. And the dividers aren't stuck to the doors anyway, so they can be moved and adjusted where need be to accommodate the space and either give more room for the things I have worn or the things I haven't worn, depending on the status of that specific drawer. Now, coming back to the 77% that wearing says that I have worn out of my wardrobe, that is from the end of May last year. It is not for 2024. I have definitely worn less than 77% in 2024, which is reasonable. We're like 2 months in. It makes sense that I haven't worn my whole wardrobe or even half of it at this point, because again, we've only been in 1 season so far. And there are definitely pieces that I keep coming back to and have kept coming back to over the course of these 2 months. And I haven't made a rule for myself that once I've worn something that is sort of on pause and then I have to wear all of my other skirts, let's say, until I'm allowed to wear that skirt again. I am allowed to keep re-wearing things because that's how wardrobe should work, in my opinion. But there are definitely things that I am gravitating towards over and over again, which is something I'm going to talk about in an upcoming video as part of this series, because I have thoughts and I have ideas and opinions. Now, there are some things that I'm not tracking. I am not keeping track of my underwear, my socks, my tights, my workout clothes. None of that is something I'm keeping track of. I do keep track of my outerwear. So far, I've worn 1 coat because I own 1 winter coat that I'm wearing continuously, and it is still winter outside, as much as I would like for it to be spring soon. We're not there quite yet. But I am keeping track of that, and I don't store my jackets with the rest of my clothes, but I am doing the thing with the backwards hangers for those as well, and then we shall see. I do have one coat that is a winter coat, technically, that my mother-in-law gave to me, that she bought in like the 80s or something, and it is a real fur, real leather coat, and I don't know how much of my style that is, and I don't know how comfortable I am wearing that. I have kept it. It would be very, very warm to wear, which would be good when we have negative 20 degrees outside, which we had for parts of December and January, but it's not something I've worn. And I'm also not, like, my goal with this is to wear everything, but I don't have a everything I haven't worn at the end of the year has to go kind of mentality. I might implement that rule down the line if I see that I'm not gravitating towards something, or I just don't wear something. But I will also, throughout this experiment, allow myself to get rid of things. If something doesn't fit, if something doesn't work, if it's not comfortable, if it doesn't feel good anymore, I am allowed to pass it on, obviously. And that also increases the percentage of how much of my wardrobe I wear, I guess, if I haven't worn it and then get rid of it. But like I said, this is just the start of a longer experiment. This is one little building block in a much bigger process, but I wanted to share this with you and just mention that I'm doing this, show my system, I guess, and hope that maybe it's useful, hope that maybe you get an idea to do something similar. If you're interested to have such a system, this is a system that I'm doing, and so far it's working really well for me. And yeah, I don't know, I'm just wanting to see how much of my wardrobe I use, and my intention is to keep doing other styling experiments throughout this year and onwards. I really do enjoy them. They really do make me feel inspired and excited about my wardrobe. I do feel so much more excited to put clothes on when I am doing those experiments, as opposed to, oh, I have to get dressed today, this will do, and there's no plan behind it really. There are, of course, times when I'm like, oh, I'm really excited to wear this thing, experiment or not, and I'll just put that on. But other times I feel like I resort back to safe outfits in a way. I'm going to talk more about that down the line. I feel like there's a pair of jeans that is probably my most worn item. If I check the wearing stats right now, I think they're going to come up as my most worn item again since May last year. And I don't think of myself as a big jeans person. I think of myself as a skirts and dresses person, and maybe I'm wrong about that. That's a discussion for a different time, but I resort back to them because they're easy and they work, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I don't know. If I go to the most worn, or the usage part, I guess, of wearing, my most worn item is this pair of jeans that you've seen me wear multiple times, and I've worn them 30 times since May, which doesn't sound like that much, but it also sounds like a lot for someone who doesn't really feel like I wear a lot of jeans, I guess. Either way, I just thought this would be a fun starting point. At this point, I haven't worn a whole lot of my wardrobe. You'll see that a little bit based on the hanger situation that I just showed you, and also the dividers in the drawers. But again, this is just the first video in a longer experiment, a longer discussion, a longer challenge thing for myself. I will be back with a second, third, fourth video in this series soon. I don't know if they'll be the next few videos. I don't know if there are going to be other videos interspersed between them. I don't know how long it's going to take for me to do all of the talking, thinking, sorting thing. I have a long list. It's right over there. It's right over there. A long list of how I'm going to do this thing that I'm doing. I'm going to try to find my style this year, basically, and figure out what my style is, what the building blocks of it are, and what I want it to be moving forward. I have a whole list, I have a whole plan. It's going to be great, I hope. And I'm excited to take you along for that journey, but it's going to take a while, and at least one of those things will not be done until May, because I have a color analysis booked in the middle of May. So that is exciting. But that is all the rambling I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I would love to hear down below if you have any sort of plans to wear your entire wardrobe. Do you have fewer things and therefore get more wear out of them? Do you feel overwhelmed and like you resort back to the same 20% or thereabouts all the time? Where are you at? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll be back with another video soon, so I hope to see you then. Bye!